Hello guys, welcome back. How are you doing today? We're doing another slightly different video today. In the Q&A and a couple comments, I've been asked to do a loadout slash backpack video, which I thought was like, you know, a bit boring, but you know, apparently people want to look at that. So we're going to have a quick little tour of my TF2 backpack as it is right now. As a forewarning though, I do a fair bit of trading, so it won't 100% always stay this way. I will get hats, I'll trade hats or lose hats, so you know, this is it as it is right now, a kind of early December. So we're going to start from the very right, I think. We'll start with my spy loadout. So on spy, I typically always like to run the ambi and the stock stuff. It's just my favourite, like, general all-purpose loadout. If I want to have a bit of fun, I do quite like using the two kill streak knives. They're very fun, and I've got a lot of random shit here. Like, I've got Black Rose, and I've got a bunch of things signed by Cloudy, because I was trying to get him to craft me this, which I eventually did. And then I got that in Specialised, which is nice. And I also have every single strange in the game and festive, excluding Australians and Bocklers and stuff. So I like my oranges. And you see, got all my shit here. Never really used the stock. I normally like to use the regular stock, but not the festive. I'm not sure why. I was really excited to see this come out, and I just haven't really been using it, so that's quite interesting. And you know, my usual hats I've got here. I've got my Kosa and my Phantom and the fantastic pink little suit here. So that's pretty much my spy loadout. I never use the other thing. I've got 8 saps on it, and this one I've got 170, 100 on it. There's quite a bit of a difference. I've got all the watches, you know, I've got you got your cloak and dagger, and you got your dead ringer, and you got your stock that I never use, and my old vintage, because the strange didn't used to exist. So yes. And moving on to the sniper loadout, we have a very, very nice loadout. I really like this. The Soldered Sensei is a robo. It was like added in the robo update, and it's like the robo version of the yellow belt, and I love it. It's really, really cheap compared to the regular Hearts yellow belt. It clips as a misc. It clips really well. Look, there's no like bits around the back where it kind of clips through. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it is that. But there's not really any obvious clipping, and it just kind of fits perfectly. It looks a little bit like I've got a Purple Energy Hearts veil going on here. But I've got my nice all-class that I got kind of recently. I also have a Swagman's as well. I used to wear this. It was quite nice. Paid far too much for it. He's got some big old eyebrows there, but I like to wear the other thing. I've also got this deep cover, which I don't really like that much. I mean, the hat's alright, and the effect's alright, it just doesn't really go very well with hearts, I think. Not too sure about that. It's also really expensive and just burning a hole in my backpack, so that's a shame. And, you know, I've got my normal stuff. I do have my normal stock at 5,000, and then my festive at 5,000, which was signed by is it signed by Power? I'm not sure. It's signed by some sniper main. And I got it cheaper because it was gifted. And it was really good. It was a good deal. I got it cheaper, it was gifted, and it was specialised. And it was festive. And it had headshots. It was all fantastic. And I've got the other shit that I never really use. And this AWP that I bought one day. I was like, oh, I want an AWP. So I bought one, pretty much. And I almost always pretty much just use the Razorback. It means that I just kind of stick to headshotting things, and if there's a spy next to me, I just headshot him. So I think it's nice. It kind of makes me focus entirely on just headshotting things rather than trying to use the shitty little SMG to do, like, piddly bits of damage. And, you know, I'm not being a twat using the Danger Shield, and this is useless outside of MVM. And I mean, I'm not going to throw piss at someone. That would be disgusting. That's utterly revolting. And I, you know, just use the stock melee, to be honest. I do have a lot of hams, but I do just like using the pan. The good old-fashioned fried bacon of Bel Air, cooking up trouble in my neighbourhood. That is a, you know, Will Smith reference right there. But yes, I do quite like my sniper loadout. I think it fits really well. And let's go on to the medic loadout, which I also quite like. I've got a nice little Cloud9 Purple Energy combo going on here. I quite like this. I don't like Cloud9 by itself. I think it looks kind of shite. But with Purple Energy, it adds like a nice little background to it, where it's nice and pink and purple. It's fantastic. And Medic, pretty much just the typical loadout you see anyone running, really. You know, either stock or crits. Always very much run the Uber Saw. Never really use the other ones. Not really. Got a lot of hams still. Always use the crossbow, really. I used to play Battle Medic quite a lot, so my Blitz Saga has fucking nearly 6,000 kills on it. And my old Uber Sword, 4,800. Old Amputator had fucking 5,000 frags on it. Oh my god. Fantastic. But yes, Medic loadout. Don't play him too often. yeah, pretty much never play him except for when I'm playing with friends and we both like uber charge each other and run around with uber swords. Pretty much the only time I really play medic these days, to be honest. But it's a nice loadout. I like the beak. It looks nice. Adds like a nice little kind of gradient here from pink to purple. It looks kind of like the purple energy a bit, maybe. Not sure. But go on to the engineer loadout where we've got a bit of a silly little thing going on here. I've had this mining light for fucking quite a while now, and I haven't really had much of a use for it. It's just kind of been, I've just kind of been there. I think I wore it with just other shit, so it looked a little bit like this. And then, you know, I got my Brotherhood, and it's a misc, so now I've got hearts and purple energy on my energy. Looks a bit silly, I have to admit, but I think it looks kind of nice. It's like, you know, he's going to go work in the mines, but he's a bit from the hood. So he just kind of strapped the fucking light to his head and grew a little beard out. Fantastic. And I've got, this is pretty much the only class I use loadouts on. So I've got him on, oh shit, put your beard on, mate. Don't shave like that. There we go. I've got my main, like, defensive engineer, you know, rescue ranger, wrangler, what's it, you know, either this or the wrench. And then I've got my, I'm going to shit on people engineer loadout with the shotgun and the, you know, the pistol and the punchy McGee and the strange Jubilee Bob and all that fantastic stuff. You could even see him on blue team. Fantastic. Let's head on to the heavy loadout. Still on blue team. This looks quite nice on blue team. I'm going to leave it on blue. So if we switch to red, this kind of white looks a bit odd. But my friend bought me this, and I painted it white, and I was very happy about that. So let's keep him on blue for now, it looks quite nice. Quite typical, you know, minigun, sandwich, lots of fucking eats on that. I think one day I just kind of sat on walkway and ate the sandwich, you know, plus attack, and got this up to, what was that? 44,000 sandwiches eaten. That's quite a few. He's got a bit of a belly on him, but he's alright. He's quite content with his sandwich there. He's got his, you know, his Fallout. He's got his Fallout 3 pneumatic power fists. I do quite like bum tickling people. One of my favourite hobbies in the world is just to get a friend to ubercharge me and run into a group of enemies, you know, and go, and, you know, run at them with the tickle mittens out. That's the best thing in the world right there. I don't really use the other miniguns too much. I do have, like, the Tommy Slav, but I don't really use it. I have this. What the fuck is this? That looks disgusting. But I do like my festive one. I like the little, when you rev it up, it spins a bunch, and that makes me happy inside, you know? But yes, heavy loadout, quite nice and basic. You know, normally you tend to run one of these two. Often this is the kind of thing you'll run on payload offense. If you're playing heavy, you'll sit on the cart, or, you know, distract the sniper or something and run off with these, tank damage, and that's quite good. Or these. It's up to you, really. And, Demo Man loadout, also quite typical. I do also have a samurai, which I've had for a really long time, which I used to wear with, actually I think I might have another loadout. Go back to the Brotherhood. This one. Let's put his little samurai on and let's give him this, and let's give him, what will go? What does go? I'm not sure. Let's just keep him on this for now. I can't remember what I used to wear with it. But yeah, samurai looks quite nice, I think. But I've also got my Brotherhood right now, and it's more valuable, so I'm going to wear that. Quite nice, very basic. The sunglasses and the Brotherhood do just fit pretty well on every loadout. This is the white combo. It's quite nice. And he's got a little parrot friend there. He's like, oh, I can see some kettle chips over there. I'm going to go take a nibble on one of those. And the demo man's just like, the fuck are you talking about, mate? It's fucking 1940s America. Kettle chips don't exist. And the bird's like, oh, fucking hell, you're right. They're not very happy about that. And Demo Man got numlock signed to a grenade launcher. I actually talked to him on Reddit once and asked him to sign it, and he was like, alright, and I added him, and he signed it. I was really happy about that. But I don't really play Demo Man too much with normal loadout. I do typically just kind of charge at people. I've got 28 kills on my old charging targe. That's quite a few. I've got 17 on the new one. That's a lot for a fucking charging targe. It's very rare to get a frag with those. But I just kind of like playing Demo Knight mostly. So, you know, I'll quit this and shoot people with it, but I do just like running at people with the swords out. You know, you got your Pan and your Islander and your sword and your 400 million hams. Got quite a few frags on quite a few of these, but yes. Demo Knight is typically, this is the loadout I like to run, normally, if I'm playing Demo in a pub. I like having the health and the speed boost. It just makes me feel like I'm zooming along, playing like some kind of shitty, Christmassy Legend of Zelda figure going on here. I do quite like the festives, what they've done here, though, where it's got like the little ice and the lights. It looks very nice. I think the fucking ice sword looks fantastic. I bought it off the market with this name. Not sure what it means. If you know what it means, please do let me know. But I left it on because I thought it was kind of cool. But I really like what they've done here. They've not just strapped Christmas lights on, but they haven't, you know... what was a really bad festive? What What was a really bad festive? The Bonesaw? No, the Bonesaw was nice. There was a really bad festive. I can't remember what it was. It just looked really bad. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. So, I'm going to say probably the flare gun. Okay, so the flare gun. Flare gun. This thing looks fucking atrocious. I don't like this that much. I've grown to like it, but when it came out, I thought it looked kind of bad. They just kind of wrapped paper around it. I mean, it's interesting, but I didn't like it too much. But, you know, they kept the sword nice and simple, and they made it just fucking fancy. Look at that. I like it. I've talked about it a bit too much, though. So let's move on to the Pyro loadout. Also, quite nice. We've got our 100% legitimate Circling Hearts head warmer, which I still own and never sold, because I'm not that bad of a person. He fucking knows, doesn't he? It's like, oh, you fucking sold out, you twazzock. I fucking hate you. That's what he's thinking right now. But, again, you know, we've got our rare head warmer. Selling it for 400 keys if anyone wants it. But I've got my self-made jiggly bob that sparkles. I don't think you can see it in this loadout screen, but it does have little sparkles that appear every now and then. And the Sub-Zero Zoot. When I had a max head, I used to wear that, but I don't have it anymore. I sold it because I was like, I don't need this. This is not something I need. Got other things I could probably wear with it, like this. So, yeah, head warmer just kind of fits with everything, because it's the best hat in the game, and I think everyone should own one. But, that aside, Sub-Zero suit. Pyro loadout tends to be kind of the same. You know, if you want to try hard, you'll run degreaser, power jack, and either the flare gun or the shotgun, depending on how you're feeling. Normally shotgun's quite a good choice, I think. I like shotgunning people, because it's hit scan, and you've got 6 shots, and it does lots of damage. But there's nothing quite like, you know, there's a guy in the distance over there, and you go, phew, and he's like, woo, and he does lots of damage, and he's not very happy, because he's like, holy shit, how did that pyro hit me? And you're like, I'm clearly the best pyro in the game, for fuckface, and that's good. But I like using pretty much all of the flamethrowers. I do, you know, like flogging people. Flog and Scorch Shot is a fantastic combo. You just kind of spam it off into the middle of nowhere, you know, build up the crits, and then run at people with your M1 out. That's a good way to go. I don't really use any other melee but the power jack anymore. I really like... Oh, you saw a little sparkle there. I saw that. I like the speed boost, so it's kind of just hard to pick up anything else, just because speed just makes the game more fun. If you die, it's less time to the battlefield, and you know, it's easier to flank, that kind of thing. But, you know, the old axtinguisher was a pretty good weapon. I miss the axtinguisher. Do you remember when this weapon was, like, actually good? Oh, the festive looks alright. It's got a nice little bow on it. Can I put jiggle bones on? Do I have... Yeah, jiggle bones. CL? Jiggle. Here we go. Frame rate curve. Oh, that should have a jiggle bone on it, but it's not showing apparently. But I miss the axtinguisher where you could just run up to people and do 200 damage. That was the fun. Those were the fun days. And now it's all about having to actually aim at people, which is a shame. Nothing quite like third degreeing like 3 medics though. That's always quite fun, I think. But I do also quite like the detonator because jumping's quite fun. So if you're playing like Upward or something, you can run like, you know, detonator and backburner. Reindeer is so good. I love this. They've just because like, you know, the backburner's just this dog flamethrower with a dragon head on it, and the festive one's the dragon head on it with like some little metal bolted on deer horns. It's such a fucking good idea. People at Valve did a fantastic job on that. But you can use this to jump up into like the rafters on maps and just kind of sit there crouched, you know, you're like, oh, they're not going to see me up here. And then when you do see them, you go, ah! And do like a zillion damage. So that's always quite fun to do. Let's move on to the soldier loadout. What have we got on here? Again, pretty basic. I used to wear quite a lot of hats. I had a hat with no name at one point. I've had a stash. I've had... What did I last have? I can't remember off the top of my head. I've got the hat that my friend bought me for my birthday. I'm quite happy with this. Oh yes, I had a Vivid stash last. That's what I had. I should have kept that. Well, I can't remember what I sold it for. I sold it for something, but the Vivid stash would look nice with this. Vivid and Purple Energy's good. I've been trying to buy a Soldier Misc, but I haven't been able to. Not sure why. None of the owners seem to like me, though. I sent off like 30 or 40 trade offers in the last 2 weeks. They've all been declined. He's not very happy about that, this Soldier is. He's not very happy at all. But, Soldier loadout, it kind of varies, to be honest. Stock's always nice just because it's, you know, very reliable. The festive looks lovely. 2011 festives, you know, Gen 1s are the best ones in the world. You can peer down the end of it and be like, oh, it's all pink. But soldier loadout, I do like rocket jumping quite a bit, so it will not often be with the gunboats. If I'm playing 6s, obviously, you know, shotgun and stuff, but I do do like this. The Bison's always fun, but another fun loadout with Soldier is just the shit on everything loadout. You know, this and the conch, where you just, you know, one-shot everything and then get your health back. That's always fun. Quite like the whip, because then I can just run at people and go super speedy fast. And I do also quite like the Market Gardener. I used to use this quite a lot, you know, the typical, you know, rocket jumper, Mantroids, Market Gardener loadout. I kind of got a bit bored of that after a little while, though. So we switched off of that. Escape Plan, still pretty solid weapon, but I like the whip because I like going speedy fast without having to be hurt. I do miss the old Escape Plan, though, with the Equalizer, where you just, you know, be a little bit hurt and you could run super fast and one-shot everything. That was quite fun. But I don't have very many, like, fitting Soldier miscs with this. I have this, which would fit, but it kind of clips pretty poorly. I've also got, you know, some other rubbish, you know. Where's the Pyro Goggles? They look funny. Oh god, that's horrifying. That's absolutely horrifying. But yeah, you know, I don't really tend to put too much thought. That looks okay. I think this with a white one of these would look not too bad. You think? Maybe? No? But yeah, I do switch up my Soldier loadout quite often. Pink looks quite nice on this. It's kind of like the same as the Blood Banker, this coif thing. So that's quite nice. And I've got this little eagle friend. He's looking after me. And you know, I've got some skulls. Some man gave me some skulls and a Kabuto. Do I still have the Kabuto? I should still have it. Because I don't tend to sell things that people give me, ever, really. So here we go. There's the Kabuto a man bought me. Thank you very much, man. But back to the Fancy Unusual, worth more than 2 houses. And the Kringle, which I crafted like 4 years ago, I think. This and my Scouts Fast Learner was like one of the first things I've crafted, I think. And they really started off my trading thing, because these were like 8 keys each. So I had them, and I was like, oh shit. And then I didn't sell them, and, you know, that was a big waste of time. But they've all dropped in value since, so that's fine. But, yeah, I've kept this for a really long time, so it's got a big old sentimental value on it, because it's one of the first items I've owned that I still own, which is good. Incidentally, I think the first Strange I've ever owned was this thing, this Shiv. I was playing on a Mario Kart server, I think, and some guy was unboxing, and he was like, oh, it's another Shiv, I'll just give it away to the first guy that trades me. And I was like, holy shit, a strange weapon! And I instantly traded him when I got him. I was really pleased, because I didn't know what they were worth. And then I found out they were like a reclaimed metal each, and I was like, holy shit, that's so much metal! I'll never be able to afford them. And then I bought every strange in the game, because I'm a terrible person. It's a terrible idea. Don't ever do that. I could be so much more rich if I didn't invest everything. Like, I've got this fucking Machina that I spent like fucking 25 or something keys on. It's now worth like 9 keys. But whenever I would get profit from unusual trading, I'd spend it on a new strange that I like never use. So like, this shit's valuable. Huntsman used to be like fucking 1,000,000 keys. Never use it, there's a festive one. It's a big waste of money. It was a terrible idea. But now it's worth it, because I can show it off to people. Fantastic. So, Soldier loadout, finally, yeah, you know, very basic, normal kind of thing. Don't play Soldier too often, except for rocket jumping and shitting on sentry guns. But if I want to shit on sentry guns, Demo Man's always fun, because he's got his shield. Yeah, no, TF2 is a varied game. And finally, we've got our Scout loadout, we got the Bubbles Bunk, we got the Purple Energy Ghibli Bob, and we've got the Flapjack. It's just a nice loadout, I think. Bubbling is a fantastic effect. If you're looking for like a low tier unusual, you can get like most hats in Bubbling from like 10 to 20 keys, and Bubbling's a really nice effect, even without this on. I think this looks really nice. And look, if I go to the, here we go. Crossfire bought this for me. Lovely man. He bought me my like own little Vault 101 jumpsuit. Very nice. So I've got my Vault Boy loadout. But Bubbles, I think it looks really nice, especially for how cheap it is. But it also pairs really well with Purple Energy, I think. It gives like a nice pinkish background to it. I just like it. I think it kind of gives a bit of depth to the kind of flattish Purple Energy effect. That's my fashion advice for the day, apparently. I've got a lot of shit on Scout. Here you go, here's the Fast Learner that I crafted ages ago, back when this was like the only shirt on Scout, and it's what everyone wore. I think I had this with like a fucking, oh Christ, like a tussle cap or something. I was one of those people, yeah. The fucking tussle cap. Those don't really exist anymore, the people that literally just wear, like, oh shit. Ooh, can I do this now? I don't want that, I want the unusual one. I overpaid for this Bong Boy as well. The guy wanted like 40 keys and I gave him like 55 on unusuals. It was well worth it. Oh, this looks nice. I always wanted this loadout with a Bubbling Hermes, which is what I did have for a really, really long time. And then I sold the Hermes. But this is nice. I think grey stuff and the bubbles looks lovely together. But that aside, onto the weapons, which is the most important part. We've got my horrifically named scattergun. Absolutely horrific. I don't really use the other scatterguns. The solar pop used to be overpowered as shite. I got all of these 700 kills, while everyone was like, oh, it's overpowered. I never used it up to that point, so I thought it was shit. But then it turned out you could plus reload with it and do twice the DPS. So that was a bit broken. This, oh god, the Force of Nature looks awful. This does not look good. I don't think whoever made this at Valve must have been fucking drunk out of their mind or something. But scattergun, old one had 6,500. This one is 4,500, so that's good. Generic pub scout loadout, you got this, the milk and the atomizer. Atomizer allows for a lot of movement. If there's a soldier or a demo, you can completely shit on them by going, oh, and he's like, oh, he's gonna land now, so he shoots a rocket, and you're like, oh no, oh, and then you meat shot him for 100, and he's like, oh, shitter, and you're like, fuck off, I'm playing scout. So that's always good, and the milk, of course, for the health regen is fantastic. Although pistol is also incredibly strong. Someone bought this for me. I can't remember who. I'm sorry, I can't remember who. But you can zap people, just go have a good old time with it. But stock pistol, very good. You've got all the bonks and stuff. You've got your Nuka-Cola. And your Critical is overpowered as shite on Scout. You just move, especially since they got rid of the fact that you took mini-crits. Because the fact that you took mini-crits meant that, at long range, people would do a lot of damage. But they changed it to just a damage up, which means, you'll take 1 or 2 more damage at long range. So now you can just one-shot everything with your scattergun with this, because you do mini-crits. And mini-crits on the scattergun do 130, 140-ish, which, with a bit of chip damage will one-two-shot a medic, which is a bit broken. It's why it's banned in every comp league. I'm not sure about the new pocket pistol. They changed it to just give you health. Haven't really found a use for it, because the milk's just better, but, I like the old one, where it was you gave more health, because it meant you could be overhealed for quite a lot. But 6's loadout is pretty much the same across the board on everyone. You got your pistol, this and that. You got the Backer Basher, fantastic name, I think. Came up with that when I was playing my 6's team with my friend. That was a lot of fun. But you can use this to jump super high. If you hit yourself and you jump, you can go from go from down here all the way up here. Have a good old time. On Badwater, there's roof. You can in 1 or 2 jumps with this, you can get up to roof. So it's better for movement than the atomizer, but it's less effective. The atomizer, you just press space, it takes 10 health. With this, it takes 1 billion health. So that's not good. It's always fun, though, to throw milk on people and fish them. That's always fun. As is, getting the old budget fucking I haven't used these things for a while, but, the old-fashioned cleaver ball loadout, always very good. You got other festives, things I never. I've got 2 candy canes, not too sure why. Got a fan. I've got 2 frags on that. That was before the buff as well, so I was quite happy about those 2 kills. You got the pan again. You could piss people off with the pan if you really want. Oh well. But now with the loadouts down, I'm going to just give you a quick tour of the various pages I have. So on the first page, I have all my unusuals. I think pretty much all of my unusuals. Bunch of medals. You got the Yogscast things. Got some strangers. Got the self-made key with. Oh, it's got a little purple text. I didn't know that. Yeah, pretty normal stuff. Got some Highlander medals. Some normal medals, some 6's medals. Missing a few TF2 medals. They need to deliver those. I haven't got my high one yet. And, I forgot this bubble pipe, which I don't really, it's bubble pipe. Where is it? Hello. There we go. I mean, it's alright. Not too bad. I wouldn't really wear it, though, because I've got this fantastic little. But, second page, somewhere I keep all my metal and keys and shit. Metal, strangers. There you go. There's all my strangers, again. Haven't really changed much. I won this from Bloodis, our friend Bloodis, NG main. He did a thing ages ago on, scrap.tf raffles, and I won it. And I was happy, because I've won a raffle, and I haven't won one of those before. But here we go, got my 100 hams. Yeah, those are 2 different pages of hams. And I've done the same with pans as well, because you can't, you have 100 pans, you need 100 hams to sizzle on them. That's just logic. And you got Halloween shit. Bunch of No Mercies. I was originally going to get 100, and then they decided to jump up the price on them by 3 times, so I couldn't afford that. So instead of going level 1 to 100, I just kind of shoved them all into a page and had 50. And I was going to do the same with the Pit Boys, and they decided to treble the price on those as well, based on one sale. Even though I bought 20 at one price, and they were like, no, this one price, there was an outlier, it wasn't even I'm salty, but I was going to buy 50 of these, but I can't anymore. Got a bunch of taunts and shit. I bought this broom thing a little while ago. It was quite nice. Got some achievement stuff. This is where I keep all my general hats and hattage. You've got the Lamau mask, of course, the best mask in the game. We've got some other shit here. Got this Vault-Tec lunchbox. Got some Kosa I used to wear. Oh, very long. Got a procedure mask here. Oh, I've had this for a little while. I've got various stuff, and these are just like MVM shit. Oh, here we go, stuff that people have given to me. So we've got Matt, my friend. Matt gave this to me. I've got this ring that I've had for like a million years. I've got this other, just toss off. Emmy gave me this. Spirit gave me this. Bozo's Bros Man in the Steam group gave me this. Pacey gave me this. Man gave me these two. I think Pacey also gave me these. I think Pacey gave me this. I'm pretty sure. I hope it was Pacey who gave me that. I'm not 100% sure. But people have given me nice things. I tend to say no, but like when someone sends you a trade offer and kind of like holds you at gunpoint, you kind of have to take it. So that's alright. And here's something I bought from my friend Tomu. And I like it because it's level 69. He's fantastic. And I've just got a bunch of shit. Like, I've got my collection of cloudy knives and like a million crates. And that's it. That's the tour of my backpack. There you go. Those of you who want to see the video, this is it. This was the video that you will get. Not sure, really, how to make one of these. I hadn't done one of these before, and I don't intend to do one of these in the future. But I hope that you did enjoy this one. If you do have any questions regarding, I don't know, hats, or, is the Orpa hand better than the festive sniper rifle, leave those in the comments section, I guess. And I will head off now. See you all next time. Have a good evening, good day, good evening, good morning, whatever. I'll see you. Goodbye. Goodbye.